Alright guys, so do a quick review on my bike setup I have here. Kind of right when everything started shutting down and stuff, we were trying to figure out stuff to do. So I got some new bikes for us, and I was kind of on a budget. So this is kind of my budget trekking bike setup, or trail bike setup you want to say. It's not really like a serious mountain bike. It's more for just riding on trails and on the road, for me anyway. But I'll show you a quick glimpse of it, because this stuff's not super expensive. I mean, most of this is pretty cheap, and we'll go over some of the stuff here. So the bike itself, I can get down here, better shot in the frame. The bike itself is a Mack by Mongoose. And I gotta be honest, I bought it for the mag wheels more than anything. They're pretty freaking cool, aren't they? But other than that, it was at Walmart and it was the right price. It's around 200 bucks. The other reason I bought it is it has disc brakes, front and rear, which I liked. And it had kind of a ride setup I like. You can see how I have my geometry on it. I sit kind of high on it on a smaller frame. This is a 26-inch frame. Most people my size would probably go with a 27.5-inch, but I'm a little bit more comfortable on a 26-inch frame, to tell you the truth. And I've left it pretty much stock, other than adjusting the derailleurs. Any of these cheap Walmart bikes, I mean, it says it has a Shimano derailleur system on it, which it does, but it's a budget Shimano derailleur system. And it's kind of, I don't want to say glitchy sometimes. You have to keep it oiled up. So I greased it up a little bit when I first got it, and then I had to adjust it a little bit to get it to shift quite right. I don't shift a whole bunch, really. I mean, it's definitely kind of budget setup, but I mean, I usually just keep it right in the mid-range of the gears for going up and down the hills around here. I'm not doing any serious mountain climbing or on trails or anything, so it keeps a pretty good pace going with where I have it. And I don't like to shift unless I have to a whole bunch. So we'll start up here and we'll talk about these mag wheels, because some people like these, some people don't. I think they're cool, but unlike spoke wheels, you can't true up this wheel. So you can adjust the spokes on a spoke wheel and true it up and get it really so it rolls perfectly 100% smooth. If you're doing a ton of miles, that's probably really important. For me, it's just, it is what it is. I thought they looked cool, and I just kind of liked the looks of this bike. And it had the disc brakes, so I wasn't that concerned. They're not completely 100% true, I'm sure of that, but it works okay. The tires that come on it are just cheap grade tires, really. They're not super aggressive. I mean, they do have a mountain bike kind of tread. They're not a road tire. I'm going to run these till they're fairly well done, probably through this year. And I'll probably end up upgrading those in the future when I finally run these out. But for the most part, I'm just going to use them as is for now. I'm not like a serious bike guy, so it works for me. Looking at this, the front shocks, I actually would almost prefer this didn't even have a suspension on the front. They're pretty glitchy. Let's see if I can bend down on it here. You can kind of see they're sticky. They suck. I'm going to be 100% honest. That fork is not good. It works for what it is. I mean, if you're not going serious mountain biking, it's fine. But it's got a lot of flex in it, and it just doesn't work really smooth. So that's one of the downsides of this particular bike, I would say. But it is what it is. It's a hardtail. I really didn't want any suspension, but that was kind of a compromise I had to make for what I could afford and what Walmart had, basically. So I added this, which is just a phone holder. Again, Walmart, I think it's like 15 bucks. It works okay. You got to adjust it every once in a while. It loosens up after a while, and you got to retighten it. Again, budget gear. This actually comes in pretty handy, this little Huffy bag I got at Walmart. I know I'm saying I got a lot of stuff at Walmart, but I bought all this, and I bought like 90% of this stuff for this bike like in one shot. So you just got to go with me here. So, I mean, I don't keep a lot of weight in here. I got kind of little tools on that side, just the multi-tool pocket knife, bicycle grips, stuff that I might need like immediately if I have to fix something or do something on the trail. Over here we got some keys and a tire repair kit. So it's stuff that I have right handy at me. This is supposed to be a phone kind of pocket here, but my phone doesn't really fit. I keep an extra bandana in here. I haven't figured out what to do with this clear pocket yet. Suppose you could write like a list for trails and stuff on there, or if you had a map, you could use it as a little map pocket or something. My phone's way too big to fit in that case, so most phones are going to be pretty big for this case. Again, this is like $8 though for this little bag, and it just goes on with Velcro, front and bottom. It does move a little bit, but you don't really notice it when you're riding. It stays right there. It doesn't get in your way at all. This does not have a spot to attach a water bottle holder, so I had to get one of these clamp-on water bottle holders. This bottle is a little small. I usually use a 1 liter Smart Liter, a 1 liter Smart water bottle. I use those for just about everything. That would come up to about here, and it fills this out a little bit better. But I just did 5-6 miles on this bike riding around the neighborhood here, and this bottle stayed the entire time, so it didn't really move anywhere. Going to my seat. Now this is an upgrade. I'm not going to take the pad off of it. I have a cover over the seat right now, but the seat that comes on these really kind of sucks. That would be the first thing I would do. The seat that's on here is a Selle. What's it called? A Selle? I don't know. It's S-E-L-L-E, and it's a road comfort seat. It's made for the road bikes. It's way better. A little bit broader. A little bit nicer for putting in more miles on a trail or on the street. Again, I'm not doing serious mountain biking, so I wanted something to keep my butt comfy. On top of that, I have this Bell memory foam pad, which just kind of protects the seat and gives you a little bit more cushion. Again, these are cheap. Get them at Walmart. I got that originally with it. It's starting to rain a little. And we'll move over to the back, which is where I have my rack and a little bag on here right now. I've strapped other stuff to this, but I'll take the bag off here. Sorry. Let's get a real close-up view of the bag. Anyway, I picked this up, again, Walmart gear. I just moved it. This is a downside of it. This is the Schwinn here. The rack. It's a rear rack. It's aluminum, so it's pretty lightweight. The downside to it, you can see here, is I can move it, and I have it cranked down pretty tight. It just attaches to where your saddle comes up the post here and screws on. And I've tried to tighten it up, and it loosens up all the time. So you got to watch. If you're carrying anything heavy, it'll start sliding one way or the other. I haven't figured out a good way to solve that yet, but for the moment, it's doing what it needs to do. I carry just lightweight on here. I'm not doing overnights or anything, just kind of day trips, and works okay with this little bag. Again, another Walmart $10 Ozark Trail duffel bag made out of nylon. Put it down the bag here. It just came from the store, so the main pocket just got store stuff in it. Keep my wallet up on top. And there's more tools in here. You can see in there screwdrivers, got a mini socket set. You got phone charger in there. On the back side, you got toilet paper, always a must. Don't want to go anywhere without that. And the side pocket over here keeps, I think the only I have in there is my bike pump. So this is all stuff, again, most of it's Walmart gear, all bike pump. But a toolkit, even minimal. Mine's kind of spread out. I don't have everything in one place. Socket set and stuff is if I have a real big problem. Most of the other stuff I can fix with the wrenches and stuff up in there. But kind of important to have. And some extra bungees for back here, because another problem with this thing here is this bungee strap broke pretty much about the second or third time I used it, and I ended up tying it on there. So extra bungees come in handy to keep bags and stuff on here. It's only rated at 20 pounds, which isn't really much of an issue. I don't usually carry more than 20 pounds on it, but again, this thing is, if you have the money, this would be an upgrade. you plan on doing any kind of trail riding where you're doing day trips. If you're going to do an overnight, this is definitely a must for an upgrade. This will not handle the weight, and anything high centered on here is going to get this moving. Unless somebody out there has a better way to figure out how this thing works, you'd have to let me know. I don't remember how much this is at Walmart right now. I haven't even seen them for a while since I bought it, but it's made by Schwinn, and it's the bare minimum for a rack on the back of here. On the plus side, even if it does swing, it doesn't get in the way of your tire, so you're not going to scrub your tires or anything, but definitely not something I would want to go on a long trip with. Let's put it that way. So, all right, guys, that's just a quick look at my Mongoose Mack, whatever you want to call it, bike. Some basic features I think most people shopping for a bike are. Again, it's far from a Trek or anything like that. It's bare bones, minimalist kind of bike. No, it's not really minimalist. How do I want to put that? Bare bones. Let's put it that way. It's cheap. It's freaking cheap. I probably have $300 in everything you see here, and it got me out on the trail. So that's what you're looking for, really. I mean, if that's all you want to get out and do some trail riding on some easy trails. Like I said, we have bike trails here that are crushed stone, and they're real easy to ride on, bike paths. Basically, there you go. This will do it. It'll get you outdoors, which is kind of the point of this channel, is getting outdoors. So there you go, guys. Quick look at the bike, and the way I've been using it so far. It's holding up all right, other than, I mean, the only minor issues I had was a derailleur issue that I fixed on my own. So if you're going to buy one of these cheap bikes like this, be prepared to work on it a little bit, and you'll be fine. So, guys, have a good one. I'll talk to y'all later. If you can pick up something like this, I know Walmart's pretty much out of freaking bikes every time I go there anymore, but if you see one online and you want it, I'd recommend it. It's not a bad bike, really, for the price. I mean, you're talking a couple $100. I mean, setup like this is going to run you less than $300, right around there maybe, so definitely get you doing some trips. All right, everybody, have a good day. I'll talk to y'all later.